Welcome back. You're watching Newsx. Some breaking news coming in. Trump continues the spree of posts on Truth Social. In his recent post, Trump has stated that Israel is not going to attack Iran. Trump added that all the planes will turn around and head home while doing a friendly plane wave to Iran. Nobody will be hurt. The ceasefire is in effect. Earlier, Trump expressed his frustration on Iran and Israel continuing attacks on each other. Ambassador Prabhu Dayal, former diplomat, is joining us on the broadcast to talk more about this. Ambassador Dayal, pleasure having you, sir, and thank you for taking out the time to speak to us, sir. Well, it's a yin and a yang situation right now in the Middle East with the ceasefire coming into effect, sir. But, most people are divided whether to believe it or not, whether to, take this announcement for the salt it carries. What does this mean to you? I mean, are the hostilities over? Are these adversaries friends? Is Iran going to have a regime change? Are they going to get along now? Will the investment in the proxy stop? I'm sorry for this barrage of, questions, but the fact of the matter is that, there are a lot of things which have been unsaid.
Well, Vinny, first of all, thanks for having me on your show to discuss this very tricky and important matter. There is a lot of difference between what is being said by all the parties involved and what they are actually doing. Now, Israel and Iran both profess that they are implementing the ceasefire, but both are accusing the other side of violating it. Iran has most recently said that there were 2 explosions in Tehran and that there were also 2 other explosions in North Iran. So Iran is blaming Israel for violating the ceasefire. At the same time, the Israelis are saying that the Iranians are violating the ceasefire. And in fact, the Israeli defense minister has said that because of this, Israel will continue to attack Iran. Now, President Trump, of course, has tried to stamp his authority and to say that both sides will have to follow what he wants. And he has said that Israeli planes must go back. But, the problem is that there is also some difference between what President Trump says and what he actually does. Now, for instance, he had said that he would take about 2 weeks to decide whether the United States should attack Iran. But in reality, he struck after just 2 days. Then again, there are various other things which are going on, which make one question whether this ceasefire can last. For instance, the United States had attacked Iran's 3 important nuclear sites because of the fact it doesn't want Iran to get any sort of nuclear weaponry. Now, has the damage been such that the Iranian nuclear program has been halted? There were reports that because the Iranians expected or anticipated or feared an attack on their 3 important nuclear sites, they had moved out the enriched uranium and the processing machinery out of those places and to some safe location. So has the capability of Iran to manufacture nuclear weapons really been completely destroyed? Then again, there are huge differences between the perceptions of both Iran and Israel. Both doubt each other's intentions. And for that matter, President Trump is also very firm in certain respects. For instance, he had earlier pulled the United States out of this sort of a nuclear treaty with Iran because he doesn't trust Iran. Iran doesn't trust the United States and Israel, and vice versa. So in this situation, how things will pan out is quite questionable. There are huge concerns whether the Iranians will resume attacks, or at the same time, there are concerns whether the Israelis will find some pretext to continue attacking Iran. Now, there is no doubt that the Iranians would not have ended this battle without something face-saving. And in that context, their attack on the American airbase in Doha perhaps was instrumental to help them with some face-saving. There are also speculations that the Americans had been warned by the Iranians through the Qataris that this attack was coming. So it was all like showmanship. It was a planned game that the Iranians would do this and the Americans would make sure that their forces were out from there. And all this was meant to give the Iranians some sort of a face-saving sort of plan. But whether it has worked or not remains open to question. Whether President Trump himself will honor this peace deal, the ceasefire agreement, or do something to again attack Iran is something that the Iranians are worried about.
Fair enough, sir. I'll come back to you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.